Black History Month draws to a close, there are plans in Worcester to honor the significant role Frederick Douglass played in speaking in the city. As WBZ's Paula Ebben shows us, Douglass spoke in Worcester beginning as a young man, arguing that slavery must and could be abolished.
We see Frederick Douglass in 1841. He first arrives, his first meeting that he's mentioned specifically is October 5th of 1841, where they're meeting on this day in West Brookfield in the vestry of the Congregational Meeting House. And you'll see there are people from all over Worcester County present, and one of the speakers is Frederick Douglass.
Bill Wallace, executive director of the Worcester Historical Museum, reads from a treasured antique.
The Worcester County South District Anti-Slavery Society is their manuscript records of all of their meetings starting in the late 1830s.
So this is the
going
1830s.
Well into the 1860s. It's a rare survival of an incredible story of people coming together to create a better place.
After his escape from slavery in Maryland in 1838, Douglass made his way by train to New York and ultimately settled in New Bedford. Records show he traveled to Worcester often. Out of all of Massachusetts, Wallace says Worcester was radically anti-slavery.
This is January 5th of 1842, and Frederick Douglass, who was once a slave, is present, and he's introducing a resolution that says the sectarian organization of Worcester County called churches are in supporting slavery, upholding and sustaining a system of theft, adultery, and murder. It is the duty of abolitionists to expose their true character before the public.
So he was really calling the religious leaders here on the carpet.
He's calling them out.
It's hard to imagine Worcester, mid-1800s. Population, only 16,000. Workers in factories and mills thirsty to know what was going on in their growing country. The same way we go home at night and watch talking heads on cable news or social media, the only way to see a prominent speaker was to go hear them at a meeting or a local hall. And this was Frederick Douglass in his 20s and 30s, a powerful witness talking directly to Worcester businessmen and laborers about the evils of slavery.
These influential factory owners and workers, manufacturers, that's who Frederick Douglass is speaking to.
People with ideas, the people making these products, they're the people he's speaking to, whether it's William T. Merrifield, who owns the factory building, Ichabod Washburn, or the people working for them. They are all there for the story. They're all the leaders.
Visitors to the museum are glad to see the connection celebrated.
That's interesting to me. It's too bad that it's not more well known.
I wish that we had more knowledge about that growing up, you know, because that's a great part of our history.
He had authenticity because he had been a part of it.
Absolutely. He lived it, and he was the voice, and people knew him in Worcester. He had this group of people, followers already, people who knew he was a good guy, and they wanted to go hear more from this great orator.
When magnificent Mechanics Hall was constructed in 1857, one of the very first speakers on this stage was Frederick Douglass, older now, appealing to the citizens of Worcester about the immorality of slavery, this time on the brink of the Civil War. A portrait of Frederick Douglass will be dedicated here in early March, marking the connection between this great, powerful orator and the city that played such a crucial role in the abolition movement. In Worcester, Paula Ebben, WBZ News.